Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something super easy. We made steaks the other night, and believe it or not, this sounds crazy, but we have some leftover steak. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make some Copycat Taco Bell steak quesadillas. Stick around and check it out. And for our ingredients, we have a quarter cup of mayo, a quarter cup of sour cream, 1.5 tablespoons of pickled jalapeno juice, 1.5 tablespoons of pickled jalapeno diced, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of cumin, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, a quarter teaspoon salt, a quarter teaspoon of chili powder. We have our burrito tortillas, shredded cheese. I like to use Colby and Monterey Jack. And then we have our steak. However much you plan on using depends on how many you're going to make and how much steak you want to put in your quesadilla. Alright, in a bowl, we're going to mix in our mayo, our sour cream, some of that pickled jalapeno juice, and our paprika, and now we're going to add in our cumin. And our garlic powder, our onion powder, and then our salt. You can see I did a half a teaspoon. The recipe calls for a quarter, but I couldn't tell the difference. And then our chili powder. Next, we are going to dice up our pickled jalapenos. Alright, we're going to add that into the mix here and give it a good stir. Beautiful. Doesn't that look tasty? Of course, you got to try it. Got to make sure your food tastes good. Alright, we're going to chop up our steak. Any pieces that you find with chunks of fat you can just remove and throw off to the side. Alright, we're going to throw that pan on the stove top here. I'll put it on medium heat. Alright, and now we're going to assemble it. We're going to take our sauce we just made and we're going to put that on only half of the tortilla. Alright, now let's throw on some of that steak we just chopped up. And let's throw on some cheese. We're gonna fold that in half and get this thing ready for the pan. And we'll throw our quesadilla in. And it's nice to give it a good press. Get some good color on the bottom of that before you flip it. Usually let it go for a couple minutes or so. You can always kind of take a look at it, see where you're at. I usually flip it a couple times, just so I ensure I don't burn it. We're going to do the same thing on the second side. We're going to press it down and let it sit for a little bit. All right, go ahead and give it a flip, and look at that, nice and toasty. Starting to get some good color on it now. All right, doesn't that look amazing? We'll get our signature quesadilla cutter. My girlfriend can't stand it when I use a pizza cutter for a quesadilla. I call it the quesadilla cutter, and she hates it. Look at that, doesn't that look good? All right, we're all set here. We got our quesadilla together. Time to try it out. We'll just grab a side piece here. We have, sour cream on the side and some of the sauce here if you'd like it. You can use whatever, but this is what I had in my fridge. Got it from the local grocery store, but go ahead and give it a try. Very good. You always got to make sure when you put the sauce on that you don't go too crazy with it. When I first started making these, I put a lot on it and it just falls out. It throws the flavor balance off as well. So you got to, play around with it, see what's perfect. But I usually just do like a thin layer of half the tortilla of the sauce. And then I guess however much meat you want on there. And then a nice, coating of cheese, a good amount of cheese on it. But again, you don't want to go too crazy with that either. But some people say there's no such thing as too much cheese. I kind of do agree with that. So, but yeah, fantastic. I can't wait to finish the rest of this. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you try the recipe. Drop it in the comments below. You can do this with steak, leftover chicken, or even brisket. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for more fun, and I'll see you in the next one.